From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a big morning of Mornings LA with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check of 2021 in this recording. Today is the day. Today is the day the fourth stimulus check heats up a two-month, two-process bill that gets into the finish line. I have incredible great news about that fourth stimulus check that has already started reconciliation and is the single biggest payout you've ever seen in the history of this channel. In this video, I go over the big money you're going to get. The big money starting the month of July, especially if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, and railroad benefits. It's a huge sum of money, and there's a series of economic data that came out today that is making the push incredible great news. Meantime, money is landing today. Thousands of dollars, and today is the day to get that money. I'm going to go over how you get this money and how you see it and where you see it. It's a big morning of Mornings LA. Let's get to it, starting right now. Morning, everybody. The toast is toast and the butter is buttering. I'm here, you're here, and today money is landing. Thousands of dollars is landing into people's bank accounts. I'll be going over the big money landing today. Today is the big day. But I'll also be going over your fourth stimulus check update of 2021 starting right now. The biggest payout I've ever seen in the history of this channel. I'll go over the details, the money, how you get it, and why. There's incredible news hitting minutes ago. It's all great news across the board. Two-step, two-month process. We'll go over all the details, and then we'll cut to fifth stimulus that will raise and change everyone's life forever, changing your beneficiary amounts going forward for the rest of your life. Incredible great news. I'm excited you're here. Make sure you subscribe starting right now. This is LALATE, the only 24-hour day, 7 days a week financial news channel. From crypto to stimulus, from benefits to non-benefits, I cover it all, and I'm here for you live and tape throughout the day. So I don't want you to miss any shows, and guess what? Yes, you saw yesterday. We've added a whole new fleet of shows to your existing favorite programming, so I don't want you to miss anything. Subscribe right now. Also, like this video. 3,000 likes, and if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. The link's at the top of the chat and the pinned comment. Let's get to it right now. If you're in the live chat with me right now, get ready to type. And if you're at home, get a pen and paper out because I have a lot of stuff on a lot of money I want you to get. I don't want you to miss anything across the board. House or Senate? Let's go over the discussion starting right now. The House proposal is to give you a stimulus check of more months, but of a smaller amount. Do we prefer the House plan or do we prefer the Senate plan? Let's compare them starting right now. The House plan provides you a stimulus check the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year. So that's a lot of months of stimulus checks. Let's look at why the House plan may be attractive to some, but not to others. The House plan provides a stimulus check for the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year. So let's say the pandemic has 4 months left, you would get 4 months plus 12 months thereafter. That would be 16 months of checks. Wow, that is incredible great news. The senators, on the other hand, provide stimulus checks from now to December. 6 months of stimulus checks. But before you cast your vote yet between Senate and House, let's compare the monthly checks. The House members, the monthly checks they've written in the bill would be $1,000 after the first month. The senators, the amount is unknown, but word on the street is the senators want to double nearly the House members' checks. The senators want to pay you a lot more money faster. This is what the word on the street says the senators want to pay you. $2,000 a month over 6 months, $12,000. Or $1,400 a month over 6 months, $8,400. So suddenly now you see the comparison of the two plans. House members, for example, you could see over 16 months, $16,000. But the senators, for example, you could potentially see over 6 months. Just in 6 months, $12,000. A little bit less money, but a lot faster, nearly a substantial amount faster. So which one do you like? If you're in the live chat right now, put House or Senate. House or Senate. Which one do you like? Incredible, great news. Who gets it? You do. If you got the third stimulus check, you get this one. If you make less than $75,000, you get it. If you're a married couple, $150,000 or less, you get it. Double the check. Easy breezy. We make it easy on this channel. We make it fun. We make it informative. Nothing difficult to understand. And if I talk too fast, just pull back on the video if you're watching it taped and replay that section. You may need that coming up in just a second where I'm showing you where the big money is coming up. Stay with me. A lot of money coming up in this video. Stay to the end. All right. Who else gets it? Household 4 or less. So if there's 4 members in the household, all 4 get stimulus checks. Times that amount by 4. And if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, you get it. Incredible, great news. How, when, and where? I'm a reporter. I just report the news. I'm not your legislator. This is what they represent. 2-bill, 2-month, 2-step process. Vote in July. Done in July. First month check, July, in your hand in July. There would be no waves of stimulus checks because the waves of stimulus checks don't work under this process. So this would be a check in July for July and a check in August for August. Incredible, great news. Incredible, great news. Is this income? It's not income. Is this taxable? It is not taxable. What about child support? We don't know those provisions just yet. Have they started this reconciliation process? They have. There is no pom-pom. There is no pageantry. There's no confetti. There is no baton twirler. And there's no parade march. They just start. They have already started it. They don't have a lot of pageantry, the fact that they're working on the legislation. And away we go. Here we are. This is for stimulus. This is monthly stimulus checks. This is July to December, and it's incredible great news. And guess what? Minutes ago, more incredible great news, which you're going to hear right here. Stay with me. It's coming up later in this recording. You're going to be really shocked and excited about this incredible news for purposes of forced stimulus. It's coming up, so stay with me. But money today, thousands of dollars a day. OMG. There is thousands of dollars landing today, and I'm going to go over who gets it. First, you're going to see in the scope of the next few minutes of this recording that I have money for the first group that is thousands of dollars for everyone. Everyone. I'm going to do the most comprehensive group first. So I got a lot of people that this is money for all the viewers tuning in. Then I'm going to do certain segments of people that they're getting money as well. And I'm also going to do 2 other things during this recording. I'm going to surprise you in a second. That's coming up just in a minute. But first, let me go over the big money that's going live. The big money that is going live last week, this week, and next week is $5,000 to $25,000. Get it starting right now. Under third stimulus in January, I told you that we are not a tracking check channel. We are a cashing check channel of Purple Power. We cash checks. And I said to you, wow, a $1,400 third stimulus check is nice. $15,000 to $20,000 is what you're getting under third stimulus, and you need to get it. I've had some people in the comments on Facebook say, I'm waiting for that next check. When am I getting another check for stimulus check? No, you should be getting this money, and it's going over right now. It is rent. It is utilities. It is mortgage assistance. It is SNAP. And it is for you. There is nearly no viewer that's tuning in that doesn't qualify for it. So how much is it? First, the rent. It's about $5,000, 4 to 6 months of rent. And it's third stimulus. It's landing in your cities, states, and counties this week, last week, and next week. Where do you get it? 6 places. City Hall, City Housing Authority. County Hall, County Housing Authority. State Hall, State Housing Authority. Go get it. It is rent assistance because of COVID. Third stimulus, Biden stimulus, the American Economic Recovery Plan. Go get that money. Again, it is about $5,000. Next, there's money for mortgage assistance and mortgage utilities. Same place. Then we turn over to SNAP. SNAP is incredible. What is SNAP? It is money for your food. Why would you not get it? It is $16,000 for a family of 4 in Hawaii over 1 year. Normally, it would be a certain amount, but because of 2 executive orders, it has now been lifted 15%. How do you get it? Call 211, ask for Department of Agriculture to get on SNAP. It is money for your food. Look at this. We're only 9 minutes into this video, and I have already showed you $5,000 and $16,000. I've shown you over $20,000 of money for food, rent, utilities. You need to get it. Now, I told you I had some surprises coming up. Here's surprise number 1. Tough love. You're going to see a new version of my reporting in the next 7 days because a deadline is coming up. The deadline is the deadline to file a 2020 tax return and the deadline to get third stimulus. And so I'm going to be delivering what I call tough love. I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive and say, you need to get this now because there will be no other time to get it. Tough love number one. Money for rent, utilities, get it now. Tough love because of two reasons. One, it's third stimulus. It's first come, first serve. So you're a purple hawk, pounce and get it right now. Tough love number two, it's not slated to come back under fourth stimulus. So there's no likelihood that this will ever be offered again from the federal government in the scope of the coverage of this channel. This is the last time to get it. Number three, tough love. The eviction moratorium and mortgage forbearance will go away at least by September, if not earlier, based upon what's going on with the CDC order. So you need to get the money for rent now, tough love, because the eviction moratorium and mortgage forbearance going away in September. That is that incredible amount of money, $20,000 approximately for all viewers of this channel. And guess what? I got more money coming up right now. So thousands of dollars of money is arriving today, and I'm going to go over what this money is starting right now. This is automatic. And where is it coming from? This one, you sit back and it comes to you from your state. Let me explain what it is. If you filed 2020 tax returns to your state, and during that scope of those returns, if you got 2020 unemployment benefits from your state, and during that scope of time, you received a letter from your unemployment department saying, we overpaid you, we made a mistake, please send us back thousands of dollars of money, and you sent it back. The federal government has now ordered that was a mistake, and that the states have to return the money to you immediately. Last week, Marty Walsh, head of the Department of Labor, the Secretary of Labor, former mayor of Boston, said the states were in error. They should not have told you to return thousands of dollars back to your state when it was no fault of your own. The states have now been ordered to return that money back to you. You don't have to do anything about this. This is incredible, great news. And that starts today. Also starting today, hundreds, if not thousands of dollars of money is coming back from the federal government to you. Now, the first group is automatic. The next group, I'm going to give tough love because it's not automatic. So the first group, let me go over what you're getting and when you're getting it today. You are a single filer, tax filer. You filed a 2020 tax return. You pay taxes on your first $10,200 of unemployment. Well, guess what? The amount of taxes you pay to the federal government is being returned from the federal government, IRS, to you. Here's an example. You filed a 2020 tax return. Your total tax bill was $5,000, of which $4,000 you paid to the IRS for taxes on your unemployment. You're getting back $4,000 under that scenario from IRS this week. That's for my single tax filers. If you're a married couple and you file jointly, you're next week. You don't have to do anything. It's coming from IRS. Congratulations. Great news. Now, here comes my tough love group. My tough love group has one very key group. And that is if you had 2020 unemployment benefits, you took out weekly for federal taxes, not state, federal taxes, and took out thousands of dollars every week over the last few weeks for federal taxes. Guess what? You have to file a 2020 tax return, and that 2020 tax return to the federal government is due in a few days. You have to file a 2020 tax return to the IRS requesting the amount of money you took out of your weekly benefits for federal taxes and request that taxes back from the federal government. You have to go to a tax preparer to do it. This is tough love. You cannot wait to do it. If you don't do it, you're not getting the money. All right, next group, big money is coming, and here is a big tough love three-tier group. I have three groups of people. Now, before I get to these groups, here is a tough love major message to you. You may not be required to file a tax return because you don't make enough money. Correct. But a lot of the money, which I'm going to be detailing to you over the next 7 days, entitles you to thousands and thousands of dollars. You are required to file a tax return to get that thousands of dollars. If you don't want to file a tax return, you're not going to get the thousands of dollars. Tough love. You have to file the tax return to get these thousands and thousands of dollars. If you don't, you will never be paid the money. And guess what? The deadline to file that tax return is just days away. Okay, three tough love groups. Tough love number one. If you have a child If you have never filed a tax return and you have a child 17 years or younger, you're getting $3,600 or $3,000. You must file a tax return in the next few days because IRS will not know that child exists and you will not get paid starting the month of July. In the month of July, the federal government is paying $3,600 a child or $3,000 a child, prorated over 12 months. But you have to do something in most cases right now when the 2020 return is due now, not then. Tough love. You must file that tax return now to get that money in July. So item number one, you must file that tax return now if you've never filed a tax return because the IRS doesn't know that child exists. Group number two, if you do file tax returns, but you have not been listing that child, maybe the child is just less than a year old, you need to file that 2020 tax return. And group number three, a rare situation in which you do file tax returns, you do list that child, but for whatever reason, in 2019, you made so much money, you were outside the realm of eligibility. You are not getting that money for that child because IRS is going off the most recent tax return. Too much money. But if under the 2020 tax return, you are eligible, you didn't make a lot of money last year, congratulations, but get that tax return on file. Finally, the last tough love group. If you are missing a first stimulus check, if you're missing a second stimulus check, if you're missing a third stimulus check, if you have a household, 4 or less, and someone in that household is missing a stimulus check, your child, your wife, your grandma on the tax return, you need to file that 2020 tax return ASAP and request that missing stimulus check. Remember, the community page does not do tax advice, does not prepare tax returns, and does not provide tax help. But they are here to help you get that money for rent, utilities, and food. And guess what? I got big more money for you, money that will change your life, and it's coming up after this commercial break. Stay with me. I'll be back in 60 seconds. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues in 2 hours from now with Noontime LALATE, that show that you love. I'll be live on air, and I can't wait to see you. We'll have big updates about your 4th stimulus check, your 5th stimulus check, and the other financial news hitting across the board on Noontime coming up next. And then more programming throughout the day. I don't want you to miss a single show. We're adding new programming to this channel, if you've noticed. From Wall Street to Main Street, from my home to your home, this is LALATE, the only 24 hours a day, 7 days a week financial news channel. And I want you part of this family, so make sure you subscribe. Also, like this video, 3,000 likes, and if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP, the link's in the top of the chat and in the pinned comment. Wow, incredible great news for money of all these items coming this week, and incredible details across the board. Now, if you are a joint filer like a husband and wife, your money is coming at the end of the month back from the IRS. But guess what? I have other big money for you under 5th stimulus coming up in just a second, but let me cut back to 4th stimulus. I told you I had more about 4th stimulus, and the surprising great news came from 4th stimulus from the president on Friday and from the data minutes ago. A new report came out minutes ago from the Chicago Federal Reserve Chairman Charles Evans. And he said that the inflationary rate needs to go a little bit higher. We are not fully recovered, and he says Friday's jobs numbers shows that. It's a little more complicated, he says. We're restarting the economy. A lot of sectors are experiencing growth pains. Hopefully, it's just a one kind of month thing, and we're going to get to better employment. Certainly think so. I think it's going to take quite some time for us to actually see it and for the data to assess it. I can't give you a time frame. To average 2% of what you got above 2% of the period before. So inflationary rates of 2.5% don't bother me, as it's consistent for 2% over some time. What's important to understand is that this morning, if you're on social media, one of the number one things trending today was the number $25. What's $25? Social media this morning was saying that people are not getting back to work unless they're offered $25 an hour minimum wage. It's surprising because of Friday's numbers. What happened when Friday's numbers came out? The president gave us incredible great news. And his incredible great news was, as the head of the Democratic Party with the biggest megaphone, he said, get it done. Get it done, because Friday's jobs numbers were no good. This is incredible great news. He's not speaking to the Republicans. He's speaking to his Democrats, because they're doing the 2-bill, 2-month, 2-step process that is already underway. And he's saying, get it done, because Friday's number was no good. Now, early in the week, on Thursday, one item came out that was buried in the news coverage, although I covered it, which was absolutely incredible great news. Let me recover what that is. The president said that he will make a deal on the corporate tax rate. This is insane great news, people, because the only thing that was potentially divisive among the Democrats on the reconciliation process was the corporate tax rate paying for the forced stimulus. Currently 21%, which Democrats say is too low. The president had proposed 28%, which was too high. And so the president came in and said, deal, I'll do 25%, get it done. And now with the president saying that Friday, get it done, also great news. So what happened with Chipotle minutes ago? Just on the heels of Twitter talking about $25 an hour, Chipotle announced that its restaurant workers will start getting a $15 minimum wage for 20,000 employees, number one. Number two, many will get $18 an hour starting wage. Number three, after just 3 years of working there, employees will be able to be store managers at $100,000 a year salary. Number four, they're offering $200 to get people, to recruit people as new employees as a finder fee, and nearly $750 for a finder fee for general managers. They're trying to hire 20,000 employees and they're having problems, and this is their solution. Incredible great news. But guess what? I got more great news for you, and it is fifth stimulus starting right now. Fifth stimulus is the latest stimulus package, and it's in the fall. And like fourth stimulus, 2-bill, 2-month, 2-step process. And it'll have in there SSI reform. Oh boy, I am so excited for you. This is an add-on for those Democrats, and let me go over what this SSI reform is for you and how it will change your life for the best. It would increase your benefits across the board, remove asset limits at inflationary benchmark, then remove the income exclusion, and then remove the marriage penalty. Oh, I am just so excited for you people. Let's go over the details. Again, I'm a reporter. I just report their news. They're the legislators. This is what they represent. They are going to take your benefits and raise them to a new benchmark. That new benchmark will be your lifetime new number going forward at minimum, but it's going to increase over time. More about that in a second. So who is you? SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, survivor benefits. Incredible great news. Then they're going to tie you to inflation. And you just heard how the chairman of the Fed out of Chicago said that 2 to 4% inflation. Yes. So as inflation goes up, your benefits will go up. Incredible great news. Now, before I continue, let me say one thing, that nothing in these benefits changes will hurt something else. They're not going to hurt Medicare, hurt Medicaid, hurt SNAP as well. Then let's turn to the other items. They're going to remove the asset cap. It dates back to a 1980s law that says some of you can't keep more than $3,000 on hand. It's going away. Incredible great news. Then they're removing the income cap. It says that you could not work and also stay on benefits. Wow. So you can bring in $1,000, $2,000 a month approximately and still stay on benefits if you want. This is a game changer. And finally, the marriage penalty. If you suffer from it, it's going away. If you're facing it, it's going away. It will be unlawful. This is a game changer. This is a major game changer. So when would this happen? This would be a 2-month, 2-step process starting September and landing around November. Incredible, great news. Now, fifth stimulus has other provisions in there that are great, which you've heard on this channel before. Money for single individuals, money for single workers, also money for seniors, money for insurance and premiums across the board. But what's important to understand is that that is the fifth stimulus in September, and it's an addition. It's an addition to stimulus checks. It's an addition to stimulus checks. One of those things that you have learned from this channel, which I detailed earlier this year, is that we do not track checks. We do not track checks. We cash checks. I had one person on social media, on Facebook this morning saying, when is that next stimulus check? We're hurting. We need money for rent. You got to go get that money for rent. You got to go get that money for utilities. You got to go get that money. You have to get all these other monies available for you now because they may not come back. Also, my business people, same issue across the board. Wherever money is available on the business programs I've detailed this channel, you need to get them. Let's circle back and go now over fourth stimulus and that incredible money about the fourth stimulus package. The House plan provides more stimulus checks, but over a smaller amount, over a longer duration. Do you prefer Senate or House? Jump in the chat right now. The stimulus checks have always been impacted by three major factors: economic rebounding and jobs numbers. The jobs numbers have not been good, we saw on Friday, and the economic rebounding is not happening. The provisions added by the senators could add during the vote-a-rama during the last 2 days when they get the bill. But here's what you need to know, is that the senators propose to provide you a lot more money over a short period of time, whereas the House members propose to give you cumulatively more money over a longer period of time. So if we're looking at the House plan, this is how it would look. Let's look at the House plan first. So if we're talking about 16 months, you would see $17,000 over 16 months, but it would take 16 months to get it. If we're looking at the Senate plan, you could potentially see $12,000, but over just 6 months across the board. What's important to understand is that there's a lot of economic data coming out this week, and it mirrors what I talked about 30 days ago. Yes, this graphic is actually from 30 days ago. And certainly the data is expected to be much the same as what we saw last month. We're expected to see the PPI come in strong this week, the CPI coming in strong as well. But ultimately, all we continue to look at is bad data. There was bad UI, there's continuing unemployment claims, and small business shuttering across the board. Nearly 20 to 30% of small business continue to shutter, and that includes some of the viewers of my channel who have had small businesses and struggled across the board. So House or Senate, get it done. Absolutely, get it done. And with that, I hope this recording has been helpful to you. As you see during this recording, I've covered a lot of subjects. I've covered 4 stimulus, starting in July, going out in July. Automatic, you don't have to do anything for it. Coming every month, sit back and receive the money. 5th stimulus, coming in the fall. Automatic if you're on benefits, coming automatically to you. You don't have to do anything for it. But between now and July, there's a lot of money that is application-based. You have to do something for it. That's why I gave you tough love. Because why? These items are tied to, in many cases, which you've already heard, tied to the tax return. The personal tax return is due in just a few days. If you don't get that personal tax return on file, tough love, you cannot get this money when it comes out in July. The money for the children, you cannot get. The money for the tax refunds, you cannot get. You can't get certain types of money if you don't go to a tax preparer. Go to a tax preparer, make that list. Whether it's children, whether it's missing stimulus checks, whether it's refunding of unemployment assistance, make that list. Finally, if you've reached out to your city, state, and county for that rent and have problems, also reach out to the nonprofits. They are United Way, Salvation Army, Community Action, Catholic Charities, St. Vincent de Paul. Let's go over those again. United Way, Salvation Army, Community Action, Catholic Charities, St. Vincent de Paul. It was back in October of last year when second stimulus had not yet passed, and we didn't know if it ever was going to pass. CR for stimulus had not started. And I started purple. I said, I need you to get this other money. And I changed people's lives, as they told me. Tyrone in Boston was unable to pay the bills during the holidays and suddenly watched a video and went out and got, it was either $10,000 or $12,000 for rent for his family in Boston. At that time, people were saying there was no money in Boston. There was no money from the city in Boston. He got the money. He found the money. I had countless thousands of other viewers who got $250,000 of rent when they thought that there was no money available. We founded the nonprofits. Early in this video, I saw one person in the live chat said, I reached out to one place and I got a no. You will get a no. You absolutely will get a no. You may get 4 no's. You may get 6 no's. But it only takes one yes to change your life. And I appreciate you tuning in this morning. I'll be back with you in 2 hours from now as noontime LA heats up. So make sure you subscribe. Be part of this family. From Wall Street to Main Street, from my home to your home. Enjoy the crypto coverage added to this channel with a new show coming up right next. Also, like this video. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. Stay informed, stay focused, keep on smiling. The toast is toasted, the butter is buttering. I'm here, you're here, and this has been Mornings LA.